We are here at the Frio River in central Texas on March 4th, 2023. The sun is going down and we're going to make a quick video showing the diagonal construction of this riverbed. Let's notice that this knobby corrugated material follows a line that is diagonal. There's the flow, and here's our diagonal. Alright? And the diagonal goes all the way up to where the dirt is, the sandy dirt there that I showed you. Okay? And that diagonal continues all the way across. So we have a general diagonal construction across this flow. So here's the flow of the river, and we have two more construction diagonals. You can see those, right? There's one in the center of the frame, and there's the other. So it's only 45-degree diagonal construction for this riverbed. Okay? Here's the one we're standing on, the one we started the video with. And we saw that it goes all the way to where we can no longer look at it. So these blocks came down from the river bank. Let's have a look at them. Geology would say that these are all natural, when the evidence tells us that these are concrete, artificial concrete. And we see no sign whatsoever of cracks or fractures in any of this material. Super strong material. It only comes out at section breaks. When I say a break, I mean at section seams. Wherever the sections were joined together, that's where these came out. So the sections are integral, is what I'm trying to say. There's no sense that these are breaking apart. Geologists will tell us that this is a random section from a crumbling riverbank, but it's not crumbling. You see, the riverbank is not crumbling. The sections themselves are not crumbling. This is the only time I've seen an actual fracture in the section right there. It goes for about 1.5 feet. Otherwise, these sections are integral. Completely strong, ancient concrete. Completely strong, ancient concrete. The only reason they came out is because they were undercut. They're not crumbling. They're going to stay here for a long time. Oh, look. There is a fracture in this one section. Right there. And right there. So that's a very rare fracture. But in general, what we find is integrity. Really strong sections laid down to last the ages. Why did they come down? Because underneath them is a softer layer. Why would the ancients put a softer layer underneath their hard concrete? For two reasons. One is ecological terraforming. Slowly, the minerals in the soft layers get eroded by rainwater. So as the stream floods, these softer layers, or this one tall soft layer of material, erodes out and makes soil. Mineral rich, potent soil. So ecological terraforming. They gave us creek banks that would provide the biosphere with soil, and therefore with plants, to support animals that would come later. So that's one reason they made this soft layer below the harder, stronger, much more durable layer above. The second reason is they needed to mitigate earthquakes. So the kinetic energy from earthquakes would be better mitigated by soft layers alternating with hard layers. You find this all around the world, and you find it in the Bosnian Pyramid Complex, which was a more recent terraforming project. This area was built much longer ago than the Bosnian Pyramid Complex. So, but it's the same idea. You have to mitigate earthquakes. So we have this upper layer that's slowly coming down in sections, right? Slowly coming down in sections. Not just crumbling. super hard ancient concrete. Now I want to also show you the lines in what the geologists would call the bedrock. That's basically the construction that they used, the 45. So why isn't this a straight line? Why did the ancients make this not perfectly straight? Right? Why? Well, for earthquake mitigation. So you can have a straight line in your concrete, but the strongest line is a line that has some resistance. So if the earthquake's trying to move your material, this V, which is pressing into this section's concave shape, this concave geometry here, this is going to resist, this V in the concave part of the section next to it is going to resist motion better than if the line was straight. If it's a straight line, everything slides, everything slips, and it's stepping down. So things are stepping down, controlling the speed. Because if you have flat plateaus and then quick steps, shallow steps, you can help to control the flow of the water so that it doesn't do this. So it doesn't go so fast that it destroys your riverbanks. We have found diagonal sectioning throughout the riverbed itself, and you know they're always stepping down. So it just so happened to step down and step down and step down and step down. So even in the low light, as the sun descends, we can see the corrugation of the material. Why did the ancients give us this incredibly corrugated, incredibly hard, incredibly durable material? Why is it so rough? Shouldn't it be smoothed by river water? Well, the river water can't do anything to this. It can undercut the banks on the softer layer, but this is too hard. So there's no sense whatsoever of river water erosion of this corrugated material. It's really, really, really hard, and it was put down corrugated specifically to slow the river water down. So you can see the different levels of the material. It's always really highly corrugated. They weren't messing around. How many planets did the race who built our planet build before they built this one? You know, they had experience with water, with channeling water, with the force of water. So that's why they corrugated this endlessly, perfectly. And then they stepped, you can see the stepping from the hillside. You can see the slight stepping to the right. And we can see the slight stepping to the right. They stepped it down. So these are not sedimentary layers. There's no sense at all at the tops of this material, that the top of this material is sedimentary. It's totally corrugated. But that happened from erosion? No. You can't use erosion as a god that can make any shape. If it was smooth, they'd say it was erosion. But because it's corrugated, they have to also say it's erosion. They say, oh, it's seeped in because it's soft limestone. It's seeped in, and that's why it's corrugated. But if it was smooth, they'd say, oh, it eroded it smooth. So you see how erosion becomes a god that can do anything? No matter what the feature is, it's erosion. No, this was laid down exactly as we see it, with virtually no erosion over time. So all of that laid that 45 to the flow right there, made quite obvious. Those other two 45s to the flow. There's one, there's the other. And actually there's a third one in the middle. There's those three 45s. It just happened. No, it didn't just happen. So those 45s are also involved in slowing the water. This 45 is involved in slowing the water. This 45 is involved in slowing the water. So, step down, step down, step down, slowing the water. Any step down in any direction except parallel slows the water. So here's a 45, here's the point back at us. More 45-degree angle construction. The light's getting too low to really see anything. There's the moon. Hello, moon. Oh, by the way, that's another artificial object. So, with Terra's artificial moon in the frame, this is Jock Doubleday signing off on another adventure out onto the continental concrete, mixed and heated and laid down by the true ancients who created our continents. I hope everyone has a scientific day.